Welcome back to the Deep Digger Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew, my other host, right over there.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you again. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. Drop some comments below. Let us know your thoughts.
And we are talking about the WNBA All-Star weekend. I got a couple slides here I want to hit you with really quick. WNBA All-Star weekend. I gotta say, I think All-Star games are just not good in general. What do you think about All-Star games in general?
Yeah, I'm not. I've gotten to this point where it's not the early 2000s. It's not the 90s. We're not out here playing for pride. We're not Sean Taylor taking people's heads off. It's fine. It's fun. I think we need to change the format of All-Star games in general. Even the home run derby, I'm like, it's cool, but I'm like, I don't know. I think me personally, I have aged out, and I don't know if everyone also feels that way, but I think I'm just done with All-Star games in general.
Yeah, I will say, as someone who I worked at the NBA All-Star game this last season, and it's fun. It's a really cool event. I was like sat courtside. I'm shoulder to shoulder with Donald Faison, trying not to bring up scrubs, but
Shout out.
yeah, shout out Faison. Once you sit there, I was literally courtside. You sit there for a few minutes, and then you're like, all right, it kind of wears off. It gets kind of boring, and especially like with the the skills challenge, and this goes for the NBA too. What do we do? Why is the skill challenge a thing? They're allowed to miss shots, and it's just about how fast you do it. But when Chris Paul and Wembanyama hack the system and throw shots just to get there faster, we just get cut that. I don't care. Like, at least the NFL has accepted that it's a joke and they're doing a bunch of different games. Like, I think the WNBA, the 3-point contest is good, but mix in some different games.
I think we change it. I know it is like more fan based. I think we change it completely and we lean into the fanness of it. I think we do like instead of it being quote unquote all-star weekend, I think we do it's like fan appreciation weekend and you
Well,
go
I,
out and you
I
have events, you do meet and greets, you do all that stuff.
Well, actually, that's what I want to get to because there's some pros and cons of what this happened this weekend, and that actually is something they focused on. So, just gonna run through a couple of the headlines for you. All right. The stud buds. The stud buds dominated the media circus this weekend at the WNBA All Star. Uh, did you see that they were live streaming 72 hours straight?
Yes, what was it on IG, right? Or where was it?
I'm not sure what it was. Was it Twitch?
Maybe.
They have some account. But yeah, here's a couple of highlights from the stud buds.
Oh no.
I need to change the music.
That is Courtney Williams going up to Diplo and telling him to change the music at a club.
Oh god, that's hilarious.
They didn't know who he was until after. And then there's videos also of them while he's playing, like he's starting to play some hip hop, and they're like, "Hey, this boy, he's lit." Like,
He's gonna be somebody one day.
Yeah. And then I have let's see here. This is the commissioner. That's their commissioner right there, dancing to "Nuck If You Buck."
Hard.
So yeah, I think they got. I kind of wish. I kind of wish that I was there for the after parties and things like that because it looked pretty poppin'.
Yeah, it seemed like a good time. Again, I'm surprised you didn't. The Megan Rapinoe. Did you see that one? Oh no, I don't know how in depth.
Is it a
It
deep
was a
Twitter
little.
cut right now?
It's Megan Rapinoe, star soccer player, goes up to them and it was like, "You've never strapped up," and then they're like, "What?" And then she whispers like this, like she goes like that, and she's like, "You've never strapped up," and you can hear it very clear. It's
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean,
It's crazy.
Williams and Heidemann were entertaining. Like they need their own show. I'm with it.
Yes.
3-point contest. This is where Caitlin Clark was supposed to star in, supposed to shine, but Lexi Hull took over. Ended up coming down to Alicia Gray and Sabrina Ionescu. She won the award. It's kind of crazy because I think people don't realize maybe 2 years ago, before Caitlin Clark was in the league, Ionescu was like basically gonna be the face of the league.
Yeah, Sabrina was that girl. Sabrina was going against NBA players during NBA's All-Star weekend. So like Sabrina was primed to be that next one up. She was on she is on an amazing team. She has all the skills. She is very charismatic. So like I get that. And then Caitlin Clark came, and it's just all been ramped to a whole other level. But Sabrina was, prepped and tiered to be the next superstar. And honestly, I'm glad that they're both in the league at the same time. You could see kind of the ebbs and flows and the differences between the two. But I think that if the Fever continue this ascent to being a good team, that it could be a pretty good rivalry.
Yeah, and I will say I think Sabrina really carried herself well and represented the league well this weekend. Her performance in the 3-point and in the All-Star game, she was amazing. She's handling interviews. I think it really opened my eyes back to Sabrina and being like, okay, maybe I kind of forgot about her because you had Stewie on the same team and they just won the title, and now you have all this rookie class. I think Sabrina now needs to make some noise for the rest of this year. Like she's healthy now. I think she's gonna have a big second half.
Yeah, I would like her to be more vocal. I would like her, and also, I don't know if it's just the media. They can't focus on 2 or 3 different people at a time, but I think she should get more shine. But also, she is playing on the same team as one of the best players in the league, as the president of the WNBA PA, Brittany. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to be tough. It's tough.
and her shoe was the second most worn shoe in the NBA last year. In the NBA, the MNBA, men's NBA.
MNBA. It's like,
So she has respect across both leagues. So yeah, good for her for winning. So speaking of, we said make it more fan focused, they had the WNBA Live Fan Festival, and this is where it's grown significantly in the past 3 years. They said they had 4 brands there. Now they had 25 stations, and more than 20,000 fans attended. 17,000 fans were at the All-Star game itself. I like to point out these numbers with people who are like, oh, people don't want to see the WNBA. It doesn't have viewers. It just had 20,000 people go to a fan event, not even a game, to a fan event. 22 was Chicago, where they had 4 brands there. This year it was in Indiana, and 25 brands were there represented. They were giving away Caitlin Clark basketballs, her brand with was it Wilson that she has a basketball with?
honestly, that's really cool. And I think it's something that I think we all need to be more focused on. Like, it's not like, oh, just it's in the dark. You got to be a closet WNBA fan. Like, this should be more in the forefront. We should be supporting them very outright and vocal. And the WNBA players should be like, yeah, dude, look at all that we're doing. I'd be posting, again, the Sudbuds. We're out, we're posting, we're here, we have fans, we're connecting with people. There are people that are vibing with us and that we vibe with also, and we want you to come into the fold more. We need more people like you to stand up and be vocal with us. Otherwise, nothing is going to change.
Yeah, like I saw some fans complaining about the summer games where the WNBA had start times at like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Where they're like, oh, it's too early. What are we doing? But it's actually because they get school buses of kids to go in, watch the games, and then get them home in time. So it's actually a good reason to be getting a lot of kids interested in the W. I think things like that are like it's different. They're doing a different spin on some things like that we haven't seen in other leagues, but I think they're doing a pretty good job of getting the fans involved and building those like future customers.
The only thing I would say, the only critique I do have, the WNBA marketing is trash. They need to really step up in their marketing department. They need to figure out what's going on. They need to put games on days that doesn't have anything competing with it. I think they have some real misses when it comes to the schedule. I think it has some real misses when it comes to how they market themselves and what they push out as their message and how they can be like, no, like, shut up. You guys are trolls. We do have fans. Like, I think that they can do so much more. And I know that people were like, again, oh, these expansion cities. I don't know if we're too excited about it, but I think that's the way to go about. I mean, look at what's going on in Indiana. In Indianapolis, Indiana, they're building a hive there behind Caitlin Clark. But if we're going to now Detroit, if we're now going to Cleveland, like I think that those cities specifically, you can start to build around and build a hardcore fan base. And really that's the way to get to people is building a hardcore fan base because eventually the casuals will come.
Yeah. So there was a couple of bad there was some cons. There was some bad there. So I'm sure you saw they wore the shirts that said
Yep.
pay us what you owe us. And Kelsey Plum kind of threw Caitlin Clark under the bus. So everyone wore the shirts, and then in the press conference, they're talking about it, and Kelsey Plum just straight up says, like, oh, yeah, we had a meeting this morning, but no one from Team Clark was there. She said she wanted to present a united front, but then she's over here saying, like, oh, actually, like, they're not as good as us. They weren't as important because this is our thing.
Who gives a shit? And I think even, and this is honestly, again, where Sabrina shines. She checked her there at the thing. She was like, that didn't need to be said. And then Kelsey Plum had to justify it with oh, but I'm trying to make light of a situation here. I'm just trying to make a joke. But yeah, Sabrina did check her. Like, that didn't need to be said. And it didn't. 100% it did not. We could have just had this lasting moment of everyone united, giving this very clear message, pay us what you owe us. And instead, now it's been undercut by Kelsey Plum saying these backhanded remarks.
Yeah, it's crazy. And we're going to do a bigger video about this whole situation and the new WNBA CBA coming up. But yeah, I just want to throw this out there that this happened. It was pretty ridiculous. It's getting tiring of the hate that Caitlin Clark gets from the other players around the league when I'm not saying it's only her, but she is the main reason that they are getting at the table now to renegotiate. Like, she is driving a lot of interest for this league. And then when you get there for Caitlin Clark, you realize, okay, yeah, there's some other people here. Like, I thought this All-Star weekend was going to be really boring, really bad without Caitlin Clark there, like the home piece. But I think there was a lot of good, like you start to realize, oh my God, the talent around the league. It's Nafisa Collier, Asia Wilson is there, Gabby Williams, like everyone there was putting on some good shows in the All-Star game and around the whole weekend. So shout out to everyone else. All right, and then we have plays like this. I know there was a lot of good basketball, a lot of shots being made, but all I saw from the game on TikTok were plays like this. And yes, there were some of those, but let's be real. Tell me there's not bad plays in the NBA All-Star game also. There's zero defense
100%.
getting played. There's memeable plays in every sport, but I did see a lot of the misses highlighted on TikTok and Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it goes both ways when it comes to, basketball in general, because if football is a game of inches, basketball is truly a game of centimeters. And if you're off a little bit, it just makes it look horrible.
Yeah, and I mean, no one's showing that Paige Beckers hit the first shot of the game, hit a 4-pointer, I believe, because they add the 4-pointer.
Oh, the little, the
Yeah.
circles.
Which Paige was awesome. Paige made a lot of shots. She was making plays. Like, she might be better than Caitlin Clark already.
I'm going to say no, and I'm going to give you this reasoning. Caitlin had to deal with such animosity her entire rookie year. Paige Beckers doesn't have that. No one is going at Paige Beckers hard as hard as they were going at Caitlin Clark. So yeah, she might look a little bit more complete. She's not facing the same level of competition. She is not facing the same adversity. She does not have the same weight of not just the franchise, but of an entire league on her shoulders. So yeah, I mean, cool, but and also she plays for a shit ass team. So
all right, well, that's all we have for that one. Make sure you guys let us know.
I like Paige Beckers. I do like Paige Beckers. Not to hate.
Hey, this guy hates Paige. Go ahead and let us know what you think in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time. And I also want to add here, we do have a website now where we are posting all of these videos. We're posting daily articles, weekly sports betting picks. I do have my second half predictions for WNBA awards, for the odds for the WNBA title hopes. So go to deepdigsportsnetwork.com. Please support, read some articles. Yeah,